Guys can state y'all names and whatnot if y'all would like to.
My name's Dom. You just, you know what I mean, represent PA.
Oh, this man said PA. Come on, man. All right. And we got my man Dwayne Bivens.
What's up? Tomorrow, I'm kind of mad that you said you weren't gonna do the corny thing, and then
And then I
recorded
went right
yourself,
into it.
and then that you did the corny thing.
And then I went right into it.
Yep. As soon as he put that joint on, he turned into a new person, bitch. As soon as he said it.
I did. I sure did. It said action. And there it was.
Right on cue. Right on cue.
Right on. See, man, now I'm recording. I need to make sure I'm doing this correctly. It's my first time doing all of this, so there it is. All right, so let's start it off with a topic of the day, news of the day, of today, current events. Mr. LeBron James opened up his I Promise School in Akron, Ohio. I heard somebody say, who was it today? I think it was Joe Button. Joe Button podcast has said that this puts LeBron pretty much over Jordan as far as legacy is concerned. We could talk basketball. I mean, the man is 3-6 in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
Or we could talk about his philanthropy and him actually having a school. And does that put him in the class bigger than Jordan, in like the class of Muhammad Ali? Speak on it.
Go ahead, Biff.
Well, I mean, they're first of all they're gonna be remembered as athletes. So if we're just talking about on the court, he still got a lot of work to do on the court to be the GOAT as far as basketball is concerned. I think he's been past MJ as far as his philanthropy is concerned. You know, he's done a lot off the court just for the simple fact that he bought his boys with him for the ride. You know what I mean? Like they handle majority of his businesses. So like that aspect of it, he's already past Jordan because he's taking care of his people. So, but on the court, he still got work to do. I mean, I don't want to go too in depth with it because, you know, I'm already deemed a LeBron hater, you know, and I don't want them to start coming after me because you know how they get. But off the court, I think I don't want to say he's in the same class as Ali. You know, like Ali's legacy out of the ring is a little different because he was kind of fighting a totally different battle.
But the way that he goes against Donald Trump, the way that he uses his platform, the way that, like, come on now, this dude built the school.
So
I give Jalen Rose credit for that. You know what I mean? That's actually the first one that I knew of. But to be in this light and for him to use it the way that he has, that's the only reason why I would say Ali, because Ali is considered the greatest in boxing, but at the same time he lost to Joe Frazier. You know what I mean? He's lost fights before, just as much as LeBron has lost in the finals. In the whole grand scheme of things, number one player in basketball right now in this era is LeBron James. Is it not?
So this no. So this is what I'll say. Well, that's debatable. You know, that's debatable with me. But yeah, and y'all know how I feel about LeBron. But off the court, I think, and he's way. I'm with Biv. I think he's way. He's been surpassed Jordan. Jordan has really. Jordan's probably a billionaire, and he hasn't given back to Chicago. I haven't heard him giving back to New York. Um, like you said, my man built the school. He built the school and made commitments to a city um, that really fathered him. Yeah, I mean, he grew up in that city, so that's why he gives so much back to it because that's really where it molded him, it shaped him. So I think like he will ever be indebted to the city of Akron in the state of Ohio Ohio. But I think Ali is a different fight because um, Ali is not saying it's easy to give money, um, but when you're a billionaire, um, it's really nothing to you to give back. But Ali taught black men to stand up for yourself. Yeah, I mean, my man walked away um, in the prime of his career. He walked
And at
away
the top.
right at the top in the prime of his career, um, not knowing, and he walked away from his career, not knowing that if he would get back, not knowing if he would go back to his career. From he was willing to give up his livelihood for what he believed in. Um, like I said, what LeBron did is great, but to mention him on that level with Ali, um, I think in that area he still has to um, do some work because ain't nobody ain't nobody threatening LeBron with jail time. Ain't nobody ain't nobody threatening his livelihood. And then if we really want to piggyback, if we really want to go basketball, um, my man just got honored for going for fighting a cause where they didn't even get paid like LeBron getting paid, and uh Oscar Robinson. Yeah, I mean, he really paved the way. He was really the pioneer. He was the one that went against everything. Yeah, I mean, contrary to what basketball was. Yeah, I mean, he stepped in and said, "Nah, this is how we should do certain things." So if we're gonna put LeBron on a plateau, yeah, I mean, he gotta be he gotta be in the same class with Oscar Robinson first. He gotta surpass Oscar Robinson first before we start talking about him on the same level as Ali.
And I definitely
Just the temperature, you know, of society is completely different. Like Ali was in an era where like they could have killed him.
Yep.
And people wouldn't have
That is a fact.
people wouldn't have blinked out. People really wouldn't have blinked an eye at the time. Like it would have been like, oh man, another African American leader and figure has died. It wouldn't have been nothing. And whereas today, you know what I mean, they do something to LeBron and you know, we might riot a little bit and cause some commotion. But back then, they would have killed him and it would have just been just another black man that was just fighting for a cause that's gone.
And this is what I say, and like you said, we live in a different time, right? Could you imagine the stage Ali would be on if we had social media? If we had social media, could you imagine? Like he's a public figure now, but could you imagine just how he would be viewed if we had social media? You know what I mean? It would be crazy. Like we wouldn't even be having this discussion if we had social media back then. Like this black man was willing to walk away from the top, just off of what he believed on. Like how we revere Dr. Martin Luther King, right? It'd be crazy. It'd be just like that. He would be like that in sports. That would be Ali.
And I get that. I definitely get that. Now let's take the culture impact out of it for a second, and let's just talk what they did professionally, which is one played basketball, one is boxing. One is considered the greatest of all time, and the other would be LeBron James. Um, now, LeBron, there is, I think, a misconception that people hate LeBron
Mm-hmm.
and him moving and going to LA. What is that going to do for his legacy, and what is that going to do in the near future? Because this man is 34 years old. Let's be
Mm-hmm.
honest. He'll be 34 in when December. That'll be this year, or October, whenever. I don't know this man's birthday, but he's gonna be 34. And he told Rachel Nichols today, or he had the interview, pretty much saying that he is not at like pretty much he's starting his prime or in the middle of it. He's not at the tail end of it, and he's looking to win rings. And paraphrase it, not quoting this man, but in all aspects, like he's going in there with the mentality like we're not going there just to make the playoffs. We're going to build habits each and every day. Is that really going to work to where the Lakers can make an actual run in the playoffs?
So
Speak on it.
that's what I'll say, right? Did they not go in trying to create habits in Cleveland? Yeah, I mean, or was they just were they just shooting the breeze? Yeah, I mean, I think
They went to the finals though.
okay, yeah, they went to the finals, albeit it was in the East.
They went to the finals. Don't matter, man. It's two conferences in the NBA. It's one or the other. It ain't a central.
No, okay, you're right. He went to the finals. But if he went up against Houston, did we give him a legit shot to win? If he went up against Golden State, which he did, he got swept, right? If he went up against OKC, you know what I mean? Do we give them legit shots to win? Like this narrative that he's gonna win rings in LA, as presently constructed. I think if we think that, I think you're crazy. You're crazy to think that. I get it. It's LeBron. I get it. It's LeBron.
Let me ask you something. Something that we've talked about before is would he have made it? This was pre-announcement, pre-Lance, pre-Rondo, pre-Beasley. Who am I missing? There was another addition, JaVale McGee. Pre all of them, right? And we was talking about the Lakers roster and not the Celtics, the Cavs roster. And you told me that he could take that team, if switch jerseys and all that, could take that same team to the finals, right? Or wrong?
In the East. Yes, in the East. I like. Okay, so
that means he can't get out the first, second round.
Nah, listen.
In the West,
I don't know. I don't know if that's on one of our topics, the basketball playoff teams.
It is. So it is. We're gonna get to that.
So we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that in another topic, but yeah, we'll talk about that.
Let's get into it. This can blend right into it. So, what is your two early playoff teams in the NBA? We can start with the Eastern Conference, because it seems like that might be the easiest. Me personally, I'm gonna go. This is not in order. I'm gonna go Boston. I'm gonna go Philly. I'm gonna go Indiana. I'm gonna go Milwaukee. I'm gonna go Toronto. Let me see here. Man. All right. This might need a little rinky dink. I need thinky thing. Feel me?
I go it. So, and I put them in order.
Okay. That's how you coming?
Yeah, because I just did it. So I'm gonna go Philly, number 1 seed. That's a biased pick, but that's still
Wow. Wow. I thought we was being unbiased and then be biased. We just gonna go right into the biasness.
Even if it's not, even if I was unbiased, I think that Philadelphia